That plane crash doesn't look good, huh?
Oh, no. I think
There's
it looks
some shenanigans
like
going on there.
Hijinks and shenanigans going on. A little terrorism, perhaps?
Terrorism.
It just seems like they kind of dropped the ball on that one. They have a couple of passengers with stolen passports.
Yeah.
And then the plane just kind of disappears.
Right. There was a move to turn back or something, right?
Yeah, they're still looking into all that shit. I don't know. Maybe a bomb.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they
I think a bomb went off. I think something went off, and they lost cabin pressure, and they tried to turn, and then maybe either broke apart.
The whole thing came apart, yeah.
They said you only have a few seconds. If you lose cabin pressure at like 35, 40,000 feet, you have, what do they call it? Useful consciousness or something, where you have a few seconds to actually do something with the aircraft. Otherwise, you just, like Payne Stewart's plane when they all just kind of blacked out. Like that's maybe what happens at that height.
Yeah. The pilots usually, they train for that shit. They put on their own oxygen masks and hopefully fly the plane. But if it comes apart, there's nothing you can really do about that.
Yeah.
And they said it just disappeared from the radar, so that pretty much says catastrophic structural failure. Yeah. I don't even think they've found any debris or anything.
Well, what, a little oil slick or whatever they're saying?
And they think a door. They think they saw something that looked like a fuselage door, they said.
A fuselage door?
I think they were saying that part of the ocean, it's not that deep, so they could...
Really?
They feel like eventually they'll be able to find some shit.
You gotta find where it went first.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
But that just
I'm
seems...
just repeating stuff I heard. What am I doing?
That's what we do.
Maybe I should have researched it myself.
Like you watch the news.
I heard that somewhere and just decided, oh, now I'm an expert.
I'll reiterate.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's a 770, and I know those are very...
777.
What?
777.
777.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
777, and those are pretty safe aircraft. I know that.
Yeah, they're
I've always
relatively
known
new, pretty nice.
that. Right.
Yeah.
They're big. Nice big twin. They always scare me, though, because there's only two engines. Usually you have a third engine. These are twin-engine planes. And 767s are the same thing, but just a little smaller.
A lot of them are...
a lot of the twin
engines these days, yeah.
The Airbuses?
Yeah, Airbuses, you'll get 4.
Nice.
Yeah, but for the most part, the Boeings are all like 2 engines now.
De Blasio is going to be on MSNBC. Can we roll tape on that?
What is he talking about? The horse-drawn carriages?
Well, him and Liam Neeson are going at it.
Oh, look out. Liam Neeson.
Well,
look out, he'll get you.
I don't like this guy, but if you're the mayor, don't ignore what Liam Neeson has to say. How about that? Or ignore what Al Roker has to say.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy?
Well,
you're the mayor. You don't have to listen to what Al Roker has to say.
Liam Neeson.
What was the Al Roker thing? Al Roker couldn't believe that he didn't close the schools or something?
Yeah.
During one of the snowstorms?
Yep.
So he has a beef with Al Roker?
Imagine you're the mayor and you got to entertain some bullshit with Al Roker. Holy Jesus.
Then he went on the Today Show to make sure it was all good. Like he went to Al Roker's house.
Right.
To be like, we're cool, right, Al?
Yeah, you had Al on, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Al.
Was he good?
He was all right. He was good.
Where's he at with us?
No.
I had a Twitter beef with him a few years back because I was so pissed off that his fear-mongering kicked everyone out of the Outer Banks while I was down there. And it turned out that year there was a bust and we all could have stayed. But Al Roker was on that beach making sure everyone left because it was good for ratings. So we went back and forth for a little bit there. I was pissed.
And Jim's had a history with him as well.
Yeah, I don't think he cares for me too much. I bashed him in my book.
Oh, right.
And then on the Ron and Fez show that one day, that was a weird thing, though. Like, they were...
What do you mean on the Ron and Fez show one day?
It was a couple years ago. They were, 5 years ago now, 4 years. When we first started working here, like we came to Sirius.
Right.
I think it's 4 years right around now.
It was around there. And they had Al in studio, and I think one of them called me or something, where they had mentioned, we're going to have Al Roker in if you want to call in. So I'm like, okay, and then I got a call, and I want to say it was Pepper Hicks on the phone, and he goes, all right, we got Al Roker in now. And like they were on I'm like, oh, okay, so they put me through. So I'm thinking that they had been discussing something.
Okay. Yeah.
So they go, okay, Jim, we got Al. So they're like, all right. Like, it was almost like I just called in randomly, which I didn't. And I didn't yell and scream at him. I just asked him about the, I guess I'm blogging about I was getting fired. And he's like, I had nothing to, I forget what he said, but.
Yeah. Cop out.
Yeah, he didn't really want to.
It had nothing to do with what?
But he felt like he was sabotaged, and that annoyed me because I didn't sabotage the guy. I didn't know what it was. I didn't call in to sabotage his appearance. They called me.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think he cares for me at all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's definitely aware of you guys, but he's of the opinion that everybody's entitled to have their own opinion.
Hey, there you go.
Did you ask him about us?
Yeah, well, I did last time I talked to him.
Oh, what did he say that time?
Multiple interviews with the rich and famous.
My pal Al.
Al Roker should be one time and done.
Exactly.
What is he going to give you the second time around?
The second time...
You should only grill that guy. He's a cancer for our business. He's not good.
No.
No.
The second time was when, you know, he came back and all his news stories about him sharding in the White House and
that
sleeping in, and
did you have
Ann
tea
Curry
with the guy?
leaving the Today Show. No, I just talked to him.
Yeah. What did you do? Tell me you agree with the Imus firing and you guys bonded? Traitor.
Traitor.
Being a nappy-headed boy yourself.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, that's offensive to you.
You should be very offended.
By Mr. Imus?
Mr.
Yes.
Imus.
You're a bit nappy. You nappy-headed hoe.
Yeah.
That's what got him. Jesus,
you believe it?
This world's stupid.
Nappy-headed hoe.
Outrage over nappy-headed hoe.
It was
Really?
ridiculous then,
It's
and now
still
it just
ridiculous.
seems even more ridiculous.
Especially because it's still even more, the more, like now listening back to it,
Yeah.
it really was just a silly old man.
Just a silly old man with a throwaway line.
I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah.
Well, I
He was
agree with
just
the
being
firing.
funny that day.
Oh, good for you, Jim.
I didn't care for that, and I think that this type of language has to be done responsibly, and I'm
Yes.
glad we're banning e-cigarettes, too.
De
That's
Blasio's
important.
Giant.
Huh?
He's a giant man, De Blasio.
Yeah, he's going to
Very
go down as
tall.
one of our worst mayors.
Yeah.
He, there's something not right about him. I'm
You want the
telling you.
horse-drawn carriages?
It's going to take a little while, but there's something not right about this guy.
Why doesn't he come down to the stable? The carriages have been taken. Soy sauce.
See the Asians
That's all
dipping
I-
sushi into his hair?
That's all I think of when I see him now, is his soy sauce hair.
He just wants him to come down to the stables and
Come
check
down
it
to
out.
the stables.
I guess the horses are well taken care of, but it doesn't help when they just, line up on Central Park West waiting for that next ride and the cabs and everyone beeping and
And the
flying
poor
by
things.
them. That's got to be hell on your nerves,
Standing in the heat.
on your little horse nerves.
Do that little thing where they pick up their foot and they're like,
Right.
What does that mean?
slam it down. Yeah, they're impatient.
Okay.
They probably just want to fucking gallop somewhere. Mm-hmm. Give me some running room, motherfucker.
That's right.
I bet they don't get many chances to run.
None.
You know? Horses gotta run.
Run!
Poor things.
Yeah, I hate those things. I can't wait till they just fuck him and his dumb... I have a lot of friends who do that. Do you? Get him acting jobs then, hot shit. Why should put him in the movies?
Or at least suggest that the horses stay in Central Park.
Yeah,
But
the park.
they
would
won't
be
get as
fine.
many, tourists.
No,
Tourists
people-
want everything nice and easy for them right there.
They want to be like a movie where they leave the plaza and they hop in the
God.
horse and buggy.
I've never done the horse and buggy.
I'm trying to think if I ever did that. I don't think I have either.
I've lived in New York, about 11 years now, something
Yeah.
like that. 12 now, maybe? Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah, it costs a fortune, and I think by the time I was able to afford it, it just seemed so stupid to do.
Right.
Like, that is some hacky shit I would have done, like, years ago and thought it was the greatest.
Really?
Yeah, like when me and the dumb wife went to fucking go see Cats on Broadway.
Yeah.
And I got a limo and went to the Russian tea room.
Ew.
Because I thought it was
douche.
like
Where's that guy?
a night out in the big city, like I'm a mover, shaker, and a player. Oh, God. Wearing my fucking suit that I bought at Sid's Pants at the mall. What a white trash piece of Long Island shit.
And that's now.
Yes.
You're better than you used to be.
You just described thousands of people's
Yes.
weekends.
Of course. It's terrible.
Know how many people do exactly that every
Oh,
weekend?
God. Isn't this great? Look, we're out in the big city with a limousine.
Do people understand that limos have become hack?
It's so bad. Just get an SUV and fucking do it that way. The stretch limo with the moonroof and shit is so hacky.
We've been in a bunch of those over the years.
Yeah. Whew. I don't mind taking one to the Borgata because then I could sleep. I could stretch out. But to go to an event and pull up in a limo is... It's so... I don't know, Ronnie laughs his ass off. I was like, like they got us the prom limo.
Right. That's a nobody, too.
Yeah.
And you pop up. pop out.
Who's that?
And you pop out of a limo and you see the disappointment on everyone's faces. Because they thought they were going to see Brad Pitt or something coming out of a limo.
I remember getting out of the limo when we went to go see, Cats, me and the wife. And I remember standing by the door of the limo with it open a little longer than I should so people could see.
Right.
Ew.
Like, look
what I got.
I was hoping people would look and be like, ooh, who's that? Who's that? It's Anthony Cumia from Apollo Air Conditioning.
That big shot.
Yes, I'm a big shot.
How much did the limo cost you?
Oh, who the hell knows?
You don't remember?
It was probably, a couple of hundy. Couple of hundy. And I probably fucking japped the guy on the tip. I don't know. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do is right.
I remember.
De Blasio. Hold on.
Oh, there he is.
That's right. So you were born here, but your family moved up.
Moved up there when I was just 5 years old.
Yeah.
As I said, 1967, Impossible Dream.
So you're there.
1975, Carlton Fisk. I lived through all that.
Killing
My Lord.
Sorry, Willie. The
Yankee
truth's the
fan.
truth.
You know I'm the only Yankee fan at this table in New York City?
Always.
As the mayor of New York City.
Oh, boy. Listen to this rambling.
So we've got a lot to talk about.
How are your kids doing?
They are wonderful.
Good.
How's the job? It's kind of boring, isn't it?
Nah, it's pretty boring. I was
Nothing
expecting
going
a little
on.
more excitement.
And by the way,
I don't get it.
what's with the snowstorm?
Hilarious.
Hey, one snowstorm
What
after
is
another
this?
after another. You're doing a crappy job on that front. I want it warm. Okay?
It's coming up.
What the hell are they talking
Major
about?
snowstorms in 7 weeks.
See, I told people if they elected you, this city was
That's what
going to
happened.
hell.
Yeah.
And
Polar
look what you're
vortex.
doing.
See what happened?
Polar vortex.
See what happened?
And where's your global warming? I'm all in support of
That's
global
what
I was
warming.
expecting that global warming, damn it, Jeff. What happened?
This is so bad.
Terrible mayor interview.
Yeah.
Let's not get into your problems.
This would be a new area of research.
Okay.
All right.
So, Mr. Mayor, we've got a lot to cover. Let's start first, though.
I'll let you cover it.
Because, I'm a uniter, not a divider.
That's right.
Let's start by something that unites, I think, most people around this table in New York, and that is pre-K.
Yeah, who would be against that?
Mika is very excited to participate with you guys and the board. Jeffrey came from.
Some sort of
Just see what these idiots talk about.
Oh,
down
it's
the
just
hall.
awful.
Bring us a clip if it's good.
Yeah.
Missing plane mystery.
Yeah.
May have disintegrated in there. Jeez. Another American may have been on board. I tweeted about it over the weekend. We all understand the tragedy of this Malaysian, airplane. But they have to do, and there were 2 infants on board.
Yeah. And they have to say, there were Americans, too, so you could care a little more about them than you can these other foreign people.
Yeah, they follow a pattern. Plane crash, bad. Americans on board, even worse.
And now we're hearing a victim could be from our area.
Right.
What?
Even worse. And then they nail you with and there were 2 infants on board.
Oh.
To me, those are the least tragic because the infants had no idea what's happening.
They don't know.
Sure.
They don't understand anything, so they hear a big boom. They don't understand what the plane's
I'm hungry.
going. Yeah.
Wah.
Big boom. Daddy drunk again. They don't know.
But why do they have to do that? Why do they have to add that there are infants involved in a tragedy?
The news loves it.
It's already a tragedy. We get it. And in your own mind, you could assume there's going to be all walks of life on that plane.
Yeah.
Guess what? There were probably a few scumbags that died as well.
Especially if there were terrorists on board.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
How awful is it? They just keep showing the grieving families.
I know.
That's not news. If they were line dancing and having fun waiting, that's newsworthy. That's something I'd like to see because that's shocking. Them crying in the airport is disgusting that they just keep showing it.
Why would they show that?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Watching someone's grief like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They love
Why?
it. They love it.
And they shove the cameras right in their faces.
So what are you thinking now?
What do you think they're thinking?
That they're dead and I'm sad.
Right.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Oh, man, that is terrible.
Yeah.
So.
Godspeed. Where are you? Where'd you go?
Guad?
Yeah, they went up to Guad. That's it.
Guad will take care of them now.
Oh, by the way, my stupid ex-wife also had bought
sorry, I interrupted you there, but I wasn't sure if that mayor was going to say anything. They went live, so I apologize. Yes.
She also had borrowed a big fur coat for the occasion.
Ew. Who's
like
Joe Namath?
Yeah, like we were hot shots.
Where was
It's so bad.
Whose fur coat?
I don't even remember. Might have been a relative, like an aunt or something.
Did the fur coat get returned in one piece?
I think it did.
Okay, all right.
Probably had a fucking Jack Daniels spilt on it. Poor fucking dead animal. Yeah, I was. In hindsight, I wish somebody would have thrown paint on her.
Well, you were big shots, night in the town.
Oh, night in a town. Big limousine.
Went to the Russian tea room.
Russian tea room for one of the included dinners with the show deals. It wasn't even like, oh, let's go here and do something.
But who was in the Russian tea room?
What do you mean?
It was the place to go, but it was the place to go for all us loser Long Island people.
Exactly. It was like...
So the whole place was filled with loser Long Island
Yes.
people, like ourselves.
Yes. It was definitely... Because when you bought the tickets to the show, you also had the option of buying a dinner at the Russian tea room, so you would get it as part of the deal.
Right.
And like you said, yeah, the whole place is just full of people that also opted for the deal.
But they talked about the Russian tea room as being this special place. But
Yeah.
I guess it's not a special place anymore. Maybe back in the day it was.
Maybe.
But now they decided this is a way we could keep it going.
Yeah.
The legendary Russian tea room.
So fucking
Where you walk
embarrassing.
in and you're like, what? That's my plumber over
So
there.
embarrassing.
Right.
And then I remember going to a fucking family event or something after that and sitting and talking to the family. Oh, Cats was great. It was fantastic. Oh, yeah, no, we took a limo in.
Can you imagine being in there? It's a big night out, and you think you're hot shit waiting for celebrities, and you look over and you're like, wait, that's the guy that put my air conditioning in.
Yes.
What the fuck is he doing?
What is he doing
And who's
here?
that he's picking up off the floor?
Exactly. Just, what a fucking asshole.
Let me say hi to Don in Pennsylvania. Don.
Don on the phone?
Hey, man.
Yeah, not.
Morning, boys.
Good morning.
Hey. Oh, nope.
I think those limos are so hacky prom shit. But I got to tell you, I love to get the Hummer limo and take my kids from Little League at the end of the year to get ice cream. That's about all they're good for.
Yeah, I mean, it works for that age, of course.
Hummer limo, you said those things in the wrong order, sir.
Love you, Jimmy.
Of course it works for kids that age. We're talking about we're grown people and we think we're cool when we go in a limo.
Yeah, that's crap.
All right, bro.
Just can never get the image of the movie Big out of my head when I'm in a limo. It's like, he would find this entertaining. With the door locks. It was fucking great.
We were in a few limos in Boston.
Yeah.
Remember the dick that goes, I don't like limos.
Yeah.
We're guilty of this.
Yeah. Yes.
When we put out the Men at World with that shyster, we were celebrating that the CD was doing really well. It was charting nationally and stuff. So we get the bright idea. We get a limo and go to the North End.
Yeah.
For some Italian food at the restaurant where the guy would hit on my girlfriend at the time every single time we went.
Well, she let it be known that she didn't want any part of it.
Oh, yeah, of course she did.
Did she?
No.
Oh, she loved the attention.
Yeah.
And so we pick up the guy in the limo, and me and Ann are like, isn't this great? The CD's doing well. We'll have a nice dinner in North End and got a limo. This fucking shyster had to actually say, I don't like limos.
I don't like limos. Oh, really?
What a dick.
Rain on our parade.
As he's counting the fucking cash on the side.
Count the poster money.
Did you guys do really well on that CD financially?
Jesus, dude.
Oh, boy.
God, it sold so well. And we might have made, maybe we made $10,000 each. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Whoops.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think we were splitting a quarter per unit or something.
Shakers and deal makers. That's what we were.
Wasn't that what we were? Wasn't it like a quarter, or was it 75 cents? I'm trying to remember.
I don't even remember.
It's been so
anymore.
many years now. We've been.
Oh, you mean 25 cents? You don't mean a quarter as a percentage?
No!
I mean a literal quarter.
I think it might have been 75 cents. I think.
Maybe.
75 cents per CD we made that we had to split. So
How did Bob let that happen?
37. It was before
This was
Bob.
pre-Bob.
Oh, okay.
37.5 cents each per unit sold.
Yeah.
And we didn't. But his accounting was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
So in the end, I don't think it
We didn't
even
even
came
get
out
part
to
of that.
37.5 cents each per unit.
Yeah.
And then we sold a shitload of T-shirts with the Demented World logo on it and posters. We never made a CD again because we had such a horrible experience. We're like, who would do this? And the guy would have just a stack of cash because all our fans were buying the posters at the time and the T-shirts. And there he is. We've told the story a million times, but I love telling these stories over and over again. In the corner, just counting out the money as we're just signing for 8 straight hours.
With his back toward us, like trying to hide it.
Right.
What a prick.
I think I nudged Ant, like, look at that fucking guy.
There he is. Just counting.
And then the shyster wasn't even smart enough to, like, print more copies when we moved to New York. He would have made a killing, especially back then. You know.
Yeah.
I think his accounting was shoddy.
Oh, boy, was it.
Shoddy accounting, yes.
Oh, boy, was it. And then he wanted to represent us and be our agents.
Oh, my God.
He brought us to a food court at a mall somewhere in Boston with, like, this big black guy who was cool. He came around.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
He wasn't a bad guy.
But he was supposed to be, like, the intimidation.
Yeah, he was supposed to be his muscle or something.
His muscle.
And they had contracts they wanted us to sign in a food court at a mall.
Yeah.
Thank God we were smart enough to say, get the fuck out of here.
Take a hike.
Right. Who knows what that contract said?
We'd probably be still indebted to him.
Oh, probably.
But you'd have to get out of it. You'd have to have Luca Brasi put a gun to his head.
Right. But I don't even know what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
He finally went away.
Thank God.
He was such full of shit. He was the bozo guy, right?
Yes, the new bozo.
He represented the new bozo, and he thought we
That was his big pitch to us. Like, hey, look at my stable of clients.
Right.
Bozo.
And we're like, Bozo the clown. And
the new bozo.
My eyebrows went up a little bit. I'm like, oh, wow, Bozo the clown. That's not too bad. And then it turns out it's the new bozo. It's not even the original bozo.
Bozo. That's hilarious.
And then the most embarrassing story ever, you know, the song Na 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 Hey Hey Goodbye. It's a little band called Steam.
Was that it?
Yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah.
And he said he named the band because he was in the studio at the time when they were recording that song, and they needed a name for the band. And all of a sudden he looked at a radiator or a radiator, however
and the
you say
steam
it.
started coming out of it.
And he said, "How about Steam, guys?"
Steam.
And they went, "Oh wow, that's a great idea." He was telling us this story.
You believe him?
Went on and on. The story went on and on forever, and we were just sitting there like, right?
No. Didn't believe him.
And he probably didn't even say that. He probably goes, "Hey, how about we call the band That's Hot, Don't Touch It?" Like, no, that's no good.
Could you look up the band Steam, their Wikipedia? I want to see if they. I want to see if they have a story on how they were named. Try to find the part where they came up with the name Steam.
Band history.
Did it have something to do with a radiator?
It's in there.
Or a radiator. I guess it depends where you are in the country.
I say radiator because it
say radiator.
It radiates.
I say radiator because it's rad.
Radiator.
It's rad.
There's no story about their name, huh?
Oh, my God.
I think he was fibbing.
Oh.
What?
Hurry up.
Oh, what do you got there, Sam? You look,
And it was a one-hit wonder band, obviously. They didn't do anything else, I don't think.
No.
Nothing? Nothing on that?
Yeah, no, but it says that, it says that the guys who made the song created the band and they named it Steam.
Oh.
Because it was somebody else's song and they just fucked with it.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's that got to do with Steam?
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with the radiator or anybody else in the studio.
Well, that's what you say.
Yeah.
Exactly, Sam. Way to libel the guy.
You.
We heard it from the horse's ass.
Yes. Oh, shit.
Oh, God. Yeah. But he had to make sure we knew that he didn't like Limos.
Yeah.
When we weren't making a lot of money, we kind of put out a few bucks for that because we were having a special night to celebrate the success of our CD, where we weren't going to make a dime off, basically.
Very special night.
I took a limo with you. Do you remember we took a limo together early on when I first started going into NEW?
Yeah.
And it was to a Penthouse event. It It was. I think Anthony had met us. You like, but I remember being. You might have even been in the car. I don't remember.
Oh.
But I remember Opie saying to me, like, "We're gonna get you some money. You keep coming in. We're gonna get you some money." I remember that. That was where you told me you were gonna get me some money.
And
in a limo on the way to
soon
Penthouse.
that's gonna happen, Jimmy.
Yeah. And maybe someday.
He told me that recently. But yeah,
wow, I remember this.
Yes, we were on our way to a Penthouse event. I don't remember what the event was.
To look at some tits.
Yes, we were there to look at some tits. And yeah, for some reason that stuck out. Like, you're like, "I'm gonna get you some money." I'm like,
I used to go to a lot of strip clubs. So I don't remember this Penthouse event.
I don't either. I know. I just remember because that was one of my first. Like, oh my God, there's gonna be some chicks here. Like, you know.
Right.
And they we weren't a burden when we showed up. Like, they were happy to see everyone. Like, oh my God, the show came.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
All right, we're gonna take a break, even though it's halfway through. You ate two already. Huh?
I just could eat my oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Yeah.
We'll break and get into some other things here.
Indeed.
We played is she coming in, the Duke porn star?
She will be. I mean, not today, but yeah.
Soon, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
We didn't talk to her. We played some of the clips from Piers Morgan.
I watched a few of her porns over the weekend.
Someone was tweeting me overnight saying that her calves are fucked up or something.
Oh, she's a cutter.
She is a cutter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you
I
could
heard
see
that.
some scarring on her legs and stuff.
Oh, right up my alley.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Please.
Would you bang her?
Oh, fuck yes. A second.
That cutting thing's rough. Who invented that shit?
Oh, no.
That helps Jim Norton, though. The more they cut, the more likely I am to have some quality they enjoy.
Yes. Oh, it's terrible.
If a girl is drinking heavy and you see those cut marks, that turn you off?
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, I smell that shit out. So I could smell them the way Hannibal Lecter could smell Laird du Temps.
God.
That's fucking great.
That plane crash doesn't look good, huh?
Oh, no. I think
There's
it looks
some shenanigans
like
going on there.
hijinks and shenanigans going on. A little terrorism, perhaps?
Terrorism.
It just seems like they kind of dropped the ball on that one. They have a couple of passengers with stolen passports.
Yeah.
And then the plane just kind of disappears.
Right. There was a move to turn back or something, right? Right.
Yeah, they're still looking
what is that
into
about?
all that shit. I don't know. Maybe a bomb.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe there's nothing you can really do about that.
Yeah.
And they said it just disappeared from the radar. So that pretty much says catastrophic structural failure. Yeah. I don't even think they've found any debris or anything.
Well, what, a little oil slick or whatever they're saying?
And they think a door. They think they saw something that looked like a fuselage door, they said.
A fuselage door?
I think they were saying that part of the ocean, it's not that deep, so they could...
Really?
They feel like eventually they'll be able to find some shit.
They got to find where it went.
Because there's only two engines. Usually you have a third engine. These are twin-engine planes. And 767s are the same thing, just a little smaller.
A lot of them are...
a lot of the twin
engines these days, yeah.
The Airbuses?
Yeah, Airbuses, you'll get 4.
Nice.
Yeah, but for the most part, the Boeings are all like 2 engines now.
De Blasio is going to be on MSNBC. Can we roll tape on that?
What is he talking about? The horse-drawn carriages?
Well, him and Liam Neeson are going at it.
Oh, look out. Liam Neeson.
Well,
look out.
I think a bomb went off. I think something went off, and they lost cabin pressure, and they tried to turn, and then maybe either broke apart.
The whole thing came apart, yeah.
They said you only have a few seconds. If you lose cabin pressure at like 35, 40,000 feet, you have, what do they call it? Useful consciousness or something, where you have a few seconds to actually do something with the aircraft. Otherwise, you just, like Payne Stewart's plane when they all just kind of blacked out. Like that's maybe what happens at that height.
Yeah. The pilots usually, they train for that shit. They put on their own oxygen masks and hopefully fly the plane. But if it comes apart first.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
But that just seems...
I'm just repeating stuff I heard. What am I doing?
That's what we do.
Maybe I should have reassered it myself.
Like you watch the news.
I heard that somewhere and just decided, now I'm an expert.
I'll reiterate.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's a 770, and I know those are very... 777. What?
777.
777.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
777, and those are pretty safe aircraft. I know that.
Yeah, they're
I've always
relatively
known
new, pretty nice.
that. Right.
Yeah.
They're big. Nice big twin. They always scare me, though.